Alright, so we're back. And let's see what we can do here, because there is still one more of these performance tests.
Door number 4.
So this is the one where we try to survive a certain number of waves. We start out weak.
We can outlast them.
With just a few functions, and a little bit of memory, to our name. And then over time, we power up. Okay, so let's see. We have Breach, which we know pretty well. High damage, high range, but somewhat expensive. Purge. Damage over time. Theoretically decent damage, yes, but not sure how much I love this ability. And then there's Flood, which we actually just unlocked for ourselves, but we not yet had the chance to use it. Project a storm sphere that disintegrates targets in its path. I mean, it sounds cool. So I feel like we might try this, just because we haven't tried it before. So it's a bit of a risk, but sure, we'll give it a go. We'll try it. It's a base damage, 60 per second. A bit of a damage over time type of thing, but it sounds like it's a projectile that basically radiates this damage around it. Lifespan, yeah, so it lasts for 4.5 seconds. Cost 25, that's not that expensive. But I have the feeling it might be a little bit hard to use it, because it's going to require some good planning and some good timing to get it so that its trajectory makes sense, that it maximizes the amount of damage that it deals to a given target. So it is kind of expensive, it is 3. But we'll give that a shot. And the first enemy is spawning right on top of us, naturally. Clucker and Fetch. I think what we'd like to do, more than anything, is if possible, send this headed toward both of them. I think they stack, but I'm not sure why this Fetch is not getting hit by any of these. But let's see what happens here. Yeah, that's a lot of them. Yeah, and the Fetch did get hit by many as well. So this should do. Well, I like it. It's cool. Okay. So on to the next wave. And maybe we'll try to power that up further. Switch is very nifty, but as we've said before, it can be a bit of a hindrance as well, depending on how exactly you're trying to use it. So we could add even more damage over time to Flood by adding Purge to it. It's kind of all in on the damage over time, but I am a little intrigued. I was critical of it previously when we were on a timed mission, a timed test, but I think when it's just a matter of survival, and we don't care if the damage is instant, or it doesn't matter as much if the damage is instantaneous or if it is more slowly proccing over time, then that could still work. And stacking those two things together may become quite significant. Okay, so obviously it's going to be right here. It's a snapshot. Okay, so we could proactively throw some of these out. Yeah, the damage over time from the support that we put on it does not stack. Okay, well, hold on. We're not ready yet. Just casually nab this real quick. And then I think we go after the cheerleader first. Just because otherwise it might put a... Excuse me? There we go. Otherwise it might... Hold on. Is there a more efficient way for us to do this, though? Otherwise it might shield other enemies, and that's no good. Oh. What? Oh, so it's factoring in how far away we are determines how much time the Flood will actually hit this target. So from there, it has 2 seconds in which it will be damaging the cheerleader, and therefore will deal enough damage to take it out. That's interesting. If we try to target this cheerleader, which we may or may not be able to do, we'll get a bit of damage there. The Fetch is a little bit harder to say, because that's going to be moving around. It's a weird sound effect as well. Ow. Please stop that nonsense. It's like we do this. And then, hold on. This. And then. The fact that it is not showing how much damage we are going to do is a little bit concerning. But I think it will be sufficient. But Go away, doggo. Stealthy doggo? Oh, you're a fetch 2.0. I did not even realize that initially. No, the damage over time doesn't stack. That should still be pretty significant. Yeah, with the moving enemies, it's not ideal though. So they can more easily move out of the AoE. Say it's out of flood range, but this guy's gonna come chasing after us, so I think we'll be fine here. We try to... Okay, maybe we won't be fine. Never mind, I take it back. There you are. Now we should be fine. So it is a cool ability. It does perhaps have its shortcomings, which we might want to try to make up for here. So now, we can combine Help with Switch, which of course is a combo that we've used in the past. We do have enough for Breach. That may be the most logical choice here, though. Rather than Switch. I think so. So if it's a support, what does it add? Additional damage and projectile velocity. We don't want velocity, actually. We want the projectile to be moving slowly, because that means there's more time. I mean, it probably means it's going further and therefore could hit more enemies, but it means less time in which a single enemy is within the area of effect of the flood. So it's probably preferable for single target purposes to not use Breach. I was thinking or as a support, I was thinking we'd probably use it as a second active ability here. So we have a way of dealing instantaneous damage if and when needed. So I think we still go for you. I imagine, yeah, a flood is still going to be our best. Oh, what the heck? It's funny because the cheerleaders move around like that. That's new. But that should take out the other cheerleader as well. You are being... Ow. Oh, there's another clucker over there. I was going to say, this one did not appear to be shooting at us, and yet it was still hitting us. Okay. That combination does get rid of the clucker. That's good. Actually, the Breach usually knocks enemies back, and could, for that reason, knock them into the flood for either a longer or shorter period. Not entirely sure how that's going to work out for us. Wow, Breach is incredibly expensive, though. Yeah, we might want to stick to the floods for that reason.
Payback time.
Does look way more cost efficient. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Rude. Incredibly rude. And churlish. Wait for it. There we are. How dare you try to hit me like that? Oh yeah, see, we knocked it away from the flood. So it meant probably less time for the flood to deal damage. I mean, if you pin them in the corner, I don't know. There might be some situations in which you can set that up to have the flood actually deal more damage rather than deal less. With 2 more memory slots here. No new abilities. Oh, no. Bounce is available to us for the first time. So, add the Ricochet. I mean, we saw... Yeah, why was Breach so expensive? Always that expensive? Did we put on... We might have put on the upgrade for Breach in the main part of the mission. We might have put on the upgrade that reduces its turn cost. We might be a little bit spoiled by that. What does this do if we put it on Blood? It still jumps? Wait. How? Okay, I'm intrigued. I want to see that. I don't know if it's going to work at all, but I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued. Still not that expensive either. Does it try to change other enemies? Ah, I hate how these cheerleaders are now moving around quite quickly at that. It was not something they were doing before. Just gonna try to get rid of both of you guys here. we have succeeded at. It's another snapshot coming out there. So, oh, and a fetch coming out. Fetch 2.0, no less. I think what we try to do is split the difference between these two targets and maximize the damage on both of them. I mean, we could potentially even go right down the middle and hit this snapshot as well, though I'm not sure it's close enough for that to be all that feasible. But I think we do that. And a Clucker sneaking in as well. Has a fast doggo. And now it is protected, which is not something that I'd like to see. I do like to see all these enemies right next to each other, though, where we can hit them all simultaneously with a Flood. Yes, I know the supported damage over time does not stack. Base damage over time does. Should mean it's going to be a lot of defeated enemies here. Please stop hitting us. It's very rude. Purging? I don't know what that means. Not sure if we've seen that before. We're hoping that this also hit our doggo pal. Ooh, not quite. Not quite enough, at least. There we go. Right, cut that one a little bit closer than we would have liked. But mission accomplished, for that wave at least. Okay, we once again have 2 points we can use, and load is now available to us. We are at that point where it's a little bit awkward, where the only thing we could add to the equation would be switch. Which, I mean, we could put it on breach. Kind of an expensive way to switch an enemy, but it's possible. Whereas we add help or load, we don't have the ability to add it unless we remove something else from the equation, which might not be what we're trying to do right now. So, I guess we put you there. Is this the last wave, or is there one more after this? Okay, let's see. Do we go that route? That is not a lot of damage. Got stuck on that a little bit. That might be less damage. I mean, that's gonna destroy you, which I guess is still worth doing. Except that it won't. Except you are turned, so you are now shielding. Oh, so we're trapped in a corner. Let's... Oh, not flood. I was gonna say switch the fetch, at least for the time being. Okay, this is a little ridiculous. When... Hold on. All the cheerleaders are either shielding the other cheerleaders or shielding themselves. It's just not a lot we can do here. So I think we actually go flood, at least to lead things off, and then we finish with the breach. Have a 2 power fetch on our side, possibly. You go down. That's useful. Okay. Let's get you back, because that was definitely helpful to at least get you off of us for a while. And wow, that is some serious range on the breach. I think what we'll do here is then we're gonna try to flood and just hit all of you simultaneously with it. Ooh, there are a lot of enemies now. Okay, there is a cell in the left side that we'd like to pick up. And there are a lot of enemies over here that we can flood. So I think we probably do that. Then we breach you, or we run a little bit, and then breach you to turn you. And we pick up that. We'd like to pick up this as well, and this. Okay, what do we have left? Snapshot, Clucker. Did the Cluckers take out the fetch? They might have. Which would actually be quite helpful. Hold on, let's just do a scouting mission here. Yeah, the fetch is gone. I think we like that. If we get rid of the Cluckers here, because they tend to be more of an issue than the snapshots. We determined that Flood can backstab. Or is that only our breach we were looking at before? Also, the distance from which we are doing this can affect how much damage. I mean, it's still going to take 2. squeeze in additional floods. Maybe if we reduce the walk-in a little bit. Ah, like that. Okay, remember they do bounce. Which I... Oh, they're... Where did you come from? Were you hiding before? Or did you just spawn in? I mean, we... Hold on. Before we do that. Quick sidestep. Turn you. Oh, or Flood, which... No, you are the original one who, for some reason, was just eluding us before. Let's see. Well, do we... Just guarantee we get rid of you with a quick breach? That is not sufficient for you, though. Do that, then we do that. That should do the trick. Ah, but you ran away. Slash got knocked away. That should finish it, though. There it is. That's wave 5. Okay, there's more than 5 waves this time. I think that's how many we had last time around, but perhaps each time there are more waves that you need to complete, and that's one of the ways in which things just get a little more difficult each go round.
Good.
So this might be the last one. Now we have room for 2 more. Okay, so Ping was the upgrade that I think we might have put on our breach previously, and that's how we made it a little bit cheaper. That may be worth considering. Cheaper from a turn cost standpoint. Ping plus load is a really nice combo, but we don't have a way to make that work here unless we significantly respec, which I mean, I guess we could do. I think we're allowed to make more than one change. It's not like when we level up where we have to choose one modification and just one modification. That's a possibility. I'm not sure that the bounce on Blood is really doing what we want it to do. We did see it change direction on 1 or 2 occasions, but I think it doesn't last long enough for that to go far enough to actually do anything significant. So we might want to dump bounce, and that might be the way that we create a little more memory for us. I think that might be the plan. Now we have, what? Enough for both load and for ping. Okay. That's tempting. Active skills for both. That way, this is expensive, yes, but it gives a huge blast radius with a ton of damage in it. If we can actually detonate that little packet that we create, and ping is the best way to do that because, although it doesn't deal much damage, it is very cheap. So it is quite efficient in that way. So I think we go that route. I think we do that. So we still have a fairly big flood, damage-wise. We can still turn... Well, actually, hold on. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I was going to say we should put turn on ping as well, because that would be a much more cost-efficient way to do our switching. But alas, 'twas not so. So I think we're just going to flood to get rid of you, and flood to ideally get rid of you as well. Let's see if that is actually enough in practice. Ooh, not out of the AoE there. Okay, so is this wave just a whole bunch of cluckers? Feels like it might be. Not sure that's really doing what we wanted to do there. How are we gonna take... Hold on. I don't believe you. I think it's because we're too close. Also, that's just not hitting them. Also surprises me. I'm not sure what the deal is with that clucker. That one is going to get damaged, though. At least a little bit. Let's just make sure we're not in that AoE. New snapshot. That we apparently damaged quite a bit there. Oh, and a fetch that's about to come in. I do like turning the fetches, so we might do that. Also, I mean, these enemies are kind of close. Does it warrant a load plus ping? Not quite sure that it warrants that, because that does cost a whole lot to do. I think we probably just go flood this snapshot, and the fetch might walk in close enough to get at least a little bit damaged by that. What is this? What is this? This thing right here, like obviously I'm gonna do this, but... So then do we go for the... I mean, the other clucker is being annoying. But this snapshot is easier to get rid of. So maybe we do that. Oh, unless if you run away like that. Ooh. Okay. Yes, we would like to turn one of these fetches. And it'll actually, in all likelihood, take damage from that big projectile that's about to rain down on it. And I'm not really sure we can do much else with this tiny little bit of turn we have remaining here. Unless we want to just casually drop a yes. Rather than immediately going to that, we could drop a load. Now, load is going to take too much, I think. Oh, come on, snapshot. Go down. Okay, this fetch may or may not be the one that we just turned. I think we did. Or switched. So, it's a little bit weaker. But, I mean, do we want to do the same thing again? We might. Might want to switch that. And then, oh, ping could be a nice, efficient way to just poke you and take you out, because we don't need much damage there, so not really the way I expected us to use that, but I suppose it does work. You're masked, so I don't think we can hit you. That means perhaps we go after you. And we are going to want to have this. There is the other fetch, causing a little bit of trouble. We could turn this one as well, but I think we'd like to just get rid of you. And then, not sure we can really hit you guys from here, but we can try. Okay, that fetch is not friendly anymore, and it is coming after us. Oh, you thought you could get us. Not so fast, buddy, old pal. There it is. Okay, wave 6 cleared. Surely there's only one more, right?
Stock up.
Okay, so at this point, what, if anything, is new to us? I assume have 2 additional memory. Yeah, we do. And any new abilities here? Not sure that we are. Might just be that we have a little more memory to work with. So that means we could add... Well, we have 4 active abilities right now. We didn't ever use load plus ping, but just weren't really ever enough enemies right next to each other for that to be useful. But that may change this time round. And split and subdivide most functions for greater results. Might that be worth using? 3 packets spawned for load. Damage reduced, but better AoE, or potential for AoE, or I guess if you destroy all of those packets, then it is in total 150% damage, so it does benefit you there. It's going to be really expensive, though, from a turn cost standpoint. That may or may not be worth doing. Or... Crash would add, what, stun to it? I'm not sure that's necessary. I think that just adds more cost, and we don't really feel like doing that. What happens if we add some bounce? Bounce bolts. 10? I'm not really sure how that works. What I'm actually kind of intrigued by is if you were to put bounce on ping and put the spark on load, so you create additional subdividing loads or subdividing packets, and then a single ping can bounce to destroy all those packets in one use when combined with bounce, and then you are very easily going to set up those 3 explosions and you're getting all the benefits. That might be worth doing, but we don't quite have enough memory to make that happen unless we get rid of something else. So what would we get rid of? We've been using Flood as our primary damage dealer, along with Purge. Do we drop Purge? What if we... Oh, hold on. What if we remove you? And then we add Spark to you. Then we add the Bounce to Ping. So then we're looking at that load plus ping combo, where load is creating sub packets, and ping is going to bounce all over the place and destroy all those sub packets. And we've used all of our memory here. So it means the biggest thing that we're sacrificing is that our primary damage dealer Flood is not nearly as effective as it once was. Do we still want it as an active skill? Or would we rather throw that on for support on a different ability? I think we probably still want it as an active skill, though. I think we try this. What's up, the show floor? We're doing all right. We are doing some practice runs, some test runs for Transistor, where we are currently tasked with well, surviving enough waves.
This is the last wave.
This is the last wave. Okay, this one I imagine will be rather tough. There's a fetch that is spawning right on top of us. Let's convert you. Oh, and it's throwing out the in circles as well. Oh, that's how you know it's serious. That's how you know it's serious. But, I mean, I guess we could, if we really wanted to. We could go for the set up all the packets and then ping all the packets. Theoretically, that was supposed to ping all of them. Which it may or may not have done. That, I think, is what we're looking for. It's definitely destroying all the packets. I'm not sure how effective the explosion is going to be. But I guess maybe we do that, and then afterward, we convert you. Maybe we go that route.
Solid.
Oh, that's an invisible fetch is what that is. We are getting beat up right now. Yeah, these fetches causing some problems for sure. I think let's potentially even convert both of them and just have them do some work for us. And then, well, I don't really have range to do stuff from here, I don't think. Might just be on our way out. So the Pluckers are annoying. That's also a fetch spawning right on top of us, which is not ideal. There are a bunch right next to us, so I think this would be another instance where we'd like to pull out the load plus ping. Ping, I should say. But it's not clear on the extent to which it is definitely hitting all of our little sub-packets here. It's supposed to be that it's chaining between all of them and detonating all of them and causing big explosions and making us happy, but not necessarily sure that's the case here. Did convert one of the fetches, which did cause a fair bit of infighting, which I think is definitely a good thing, and we may be looking to do the same thing here. That does seem like that has been our best strategy thus far, and maybe just try to throw out some floods here. Some extra damage on the snapshot as well. Let's get out of there. Snapshot is not quite down yet. Whoa! I think we might have found a tiny little happy place in between those two explosions, but it was close. Fetches are tough. They are faster than us, they deal a lot of damage, and they have a lot of HP as well. And the Cluckers, combined with the Fetches, is nasty because the Fetches chase us into a corner where we have to run away from them, and then meanwhile, as we just saw, the Cluckers are raining down those huge mortars on us and dealing a bunch of damage to us if we're not careful. And that just makes it really hard to have a safe place. So, I mean, that being said, the snapshot is right in front of us. So, I think we probably just get rid of you. Oh, what? That's out of range. It's not anymore. Okay. So that deals with one of you. But I think, once again, we would really like to have at least one fetch on our side, if not more. One of them is currently invisible and unusable. Untargetable. Breach is so expensive, though. I think we're gonna have to settle for this. Hey, go away, fetch. Fight each other, fight each other. Oh dear, oh dear. Emergency turn initiated. That's what I mean. You get trapped in a corner with 2 fetches. Meanwhile, the Cluckers are raining down those mortars on you, and there is little that you can do unless you have a jaunt to avoid them, and we unfortunately do not have access to that. It was not an option. So I think, again, well, I mean, first we might need to step out of that AoE. Switch basically all the fetches, let's be honest. And then just have them attack the Cluckers, ideally. Meanwhile, we'll bide some time and run to the other side of the map. And just hope that this damage starts to add up. Please stop doing that, though. Okay, that's an invisible fetch near us, and it did get rid of one of the Cluckers. That fetch is on 3 HP. How dare you? I mean, we do have ping. What is the range on ping? Is it sufficient to poke you? Theoretically, it is. Okay, so I think that's probably worth it. Then it might be worth it to... Oh, no. Get closer. Oh, not Flood. I was going to say Breach. Maybe we are in Breach range. We are. So switch you. There is still a Clucker over there in the far corner. There is... Oh, what is... Oh, wait, what? I created a packet over there that I don't even remember creating, but... Can we ping you? It's going to take up everything that we have, and I'm not sure that it's even worth doing that. So let's flood you, I guess. Excuse me, ping did not hit the fetch that was on 2 HP. And also, there was an invisible fetch that I did not know was there. What did we lose? We lost... Oh, Breach was our converter. Oh, no. Oh, no. That was very useful for us. Okay. Things are about to get a little more complicated, I'm afraid. Flood is out of range there. We might need to rely now, much more, on the packets to do the work for us. Set these up and explode them. But as we just saw... Oh, okay. And, well, no, that's the packet health that we're seeing. That's not significant. It's the fetch that we care about. And, not really sure how effective this is truly going to be. Let's go for that. Try to run away! But, yes. Oh my goodness. Oh, there are so many of them. Okay, so once again, I think it is... You place down the packet. Although they're always going to be right next to us. What if we deliberately... wait for them to come right next to us? Maybe just sidestep slightly, so they aren't quite literally right on top of us, but I want us to get as much value as possible out of setting up the loads right on top of us and then destroying all of them. Oh, wait, no, that's a flood. That's the flood. Wait, no, we did put load, though. Yes, put the load. Put the load. Detonate the load. Like so. Theoretically, not quite enough to get rid of all of the fetches here. So this is where we add in the floods. Whoa! Another invisible one! I really thought we got them all there. I really thought that was all we needed to do. I think floods may do the trick. Just throw a bunch out there, and then last Clucker is up here. Not sure we're gonna have enough to do anything meaningful the remaining turn. That's out of range. I can ping you, maybe. But the targeting with it is quite difficult. It does need to be very precise, and at this point, at the end of our turn, you might have moved a little bit, so I'm deliberately aim a little bit to the side there. And fetch is down. In theory, you are the last remaining enemy. In theory, he says. Oh, ping? No. No, don't worry about backstabbing on the ping. We're going for a whole bunch of floods. I know it says it's not going to hit, but it will. Okay, that's a little bit close. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes mid or certainly end of the turn the turn can be a little inaccurate because technically it's not instantaneous when you execute your turn.
We keep
It
coming
is
back to this one spot.
greatly accelerated, but not instantaneous, so enemies will move. Okay, so we did successfully complete all that stuff there. That was a lot of the challenges in this area. But it does mean we leveled up once and unlocked some additional songs. Which ones are new to us? I think we had this. I think we recently unlocked Traces. I don't recall exactly. But let's go for, what did we have before? Something that's, you know, a little laid back for this area. I think we maybe did Gold Leaf.
Camerata's getting nervous right about now.
Okay.
And we're back.
And we are back. So, oh, okay, so we've unlocked this aspect, but we still need to unlock that side. Which is why we'll need to go up through here, presumably, through the maintenance wing. Maintaining? Barely, but yes. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, let's check in there. Maintenance.
Okay, there's a launcher over there. There's a launcher in several locations. So we did level up from doing all of our challenges over there, which means we do have some additional memory. Actually, potentially a significant amount of memory to work with here. So we did use Flood quite a bit in those challenge runs. We have a better sense as to what that's all about. But we have a bunch of active skills at the moment. We do have an extra upgrade slot available on Breach. What is this? This gives presumably damage over time. If we were to put it over here, or trail damage and trail duration. Oh, we saw this combo once in one of the challenges on Breach. Not sure how valuable that really is. Alternatively, this is more pure damage over time, I think. Yeah, we might prefer that. And slowing targets as well. Because Breach is our primary source of damage at the moment. That's an option. Or we took off turn. Rather switch. I keep on using those things interchangeably. They're not interchangeable. Not sure we really want to put that on our highest damage skill, though, because once we've switched an enemy, we can't damage it for a little while. And we are taking a little bit of a break from Switch after using it for a while before. I think I'm leaning toward Purge to support our Breach. For a little bit of extra damage on our primary damaging skill. I think that's... Oh. Wait. Hold on. Oh, we do still have... Oh, we can put on... Leave enough room for Switch, is what it's saying, I think. I don't have any place to... Oh, no, we can put it on the passive. Hold on, what does it do for passive? Spawns a friendly bad cell when retrieving cells. Oh! Okay, yeah, I think we were talking about that maybe being a little bit interesting a little while ago, so why not? Bad cell ally on cell pickup. Ally damage, just 5. Ally life, just 10, but I mean, it's something. We're usually not getting a ton of value out of the passive, and so, you know, it's a little bonus. So what is the deal with these launchers? Discretion advised. Kids, don't try this at home. Oh! That's what they do. Jump rating 7.2. Hold on. Jump rating 8. Jump rating 8.9.
Having fun.
Jump rating 9. We're improving here. We're improving. 8.8.
Just don't drop me.
8.3. We gotta get to a 10. We must get to a 10. 7.6. I will not stand for this. Surely it's possible. Is there actually anything I can do to control the effectiveness of our jump? I mean, it looks like... There it is! There's a 10! There's the 10. Beautiful. There's one over here as well. Where is this taking us? Ah, it's an OVC terminal. I should have known.
Guess you should be flattered.
Private message from Asher once again.
It was nothing personal, you know. You were valuable, handpicked, unique, but one of many. All we needed was your point of view, to give the people what they didn't know they wanted. That's all we ever wanted. All Grant ever tried to achieve. The rest was merely incidental. What good could 4 individuals ever hope to accomplish in this city with only their own 4 voices? Well, we found our answer. You have it right there, in your hands.
The Transistor.
The ringleader's right upstairs.
True. It is kind of odd that I think Grant is the sort of biggest, most prominent of all the 4 individuals that we've seen in the Camerata. Whenever they show up, whenever we see those images of them, and yet we just haven't heard from him specifically. Asher does appear to be speaking for him, which is just kind of strange.
Other side.
I am grateful that we have Jaunt back as well. Alright. Might have seen these before. Oh, weeds that spawn other weeds? Is that not the definition of a weed? It probably is. Tell you what, before we actually begin here, let's bring out our friend. Because that should help. I did momentarily see a red circle there, which was perhaps a little bit concerning. But what if we now... Oh, shoot, John. Line up the pins and knock them down. Oh, yeah, there are several weeds and then an operator. Those are the ones that tend to spawn enemies, right? If we don't take them out, I mean, we should probably get rid of the weeds first, though. We should probably still get rid of the weeds first. Otherwise, they're gonna do all their healy things and create new weeds as well, as we've just recently learned. Can we hit both from this angle? I guess not. Okay, hold on. Hold on, we'll get a better location. And now from here, I mean, guess we'll reach the operator as well, because it's still our highest damage skill. And we have a lot of these cells that we need to pick up, though. Oh, what? Excuse me. We destroyed you all.
Alrighty.
Oh, that's a friendly cell. I thought that was a cell that we still needed to pick up. That's the one that we got from our passive. I see. See, I thought we got rid of the weeds before they were able to spawn in additional copies, so that confuses me a little bit. We also totally should be doing other stuff with Luna. Is that... Yeah, one more spawn left from the operator. Yeah, we dealt a little bit of damage to it, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to do much. Okay, hold on. Get rid of that. Luna. What if you just... Oh, you have the AoE we gave you now. So, yeah, that is hitting several things now. And if we join in on the party, we may have the damage. Wait, no, that's too far away. Probably still need to breach from here. Okay, it's not quite enough, but it is close. A little extra help from Luna, but be able to make it happen. Go, Luna! No, the other fetch beat Luna. No. Well, this is what I have to say about you. What's that? Over 2.0? Can't tell what that is, because it looks like it's getting cut off a little bit. That should take you out, theoretically. But the breach is kind of hard to aim, especially at the end of our turn. Okay. In theory, it is just these 2 weeds, but they are, of course, capable of creating additional weeds. We aren't quick. There we go. Nice. Okay. Let's carry on. New weed spawn another weed when you kill... Oh, it's when you kill them. Okay. I thought we were just trying to rush down and take them out before they had the chance to spawn them by themselves. Okay. I see. I see. Maintenance shaft. Exit Z. Height 1,850. Hope you're not afraid of heights.
Gotta be something we can use in here.
But also, more weeds.
Never mind.
Let's get Luna back. And so, maybe we just take a second here to scout. Before we get too caught up in attacking any one enemy, let's just see what we're dealing with here. I'm pretty sure... just one weed here, but I see a clucker over there. Yes, we can. Go over here with Jaunt. What do you do if you don't have Jaunt in this situation? That's perhaps a little bit tricky. Okay, Luna, you just deal with this. We perhaps can line this up a little better. No. You. No, the damage over time doesn't stack. That's what we're seeing there, but... oh, there's the other weed spawning in. Oh, I like how we already attacked it by the time it showed us that the clucker had been upgraded. Okay, so this, I believe this time is going to take out the weed. That's the second weed for Luna as well. That should finish that. Then for us on red, I actually think we... well, that's the world's best jaunt. By that I mean is perhaps the world's worst jaunt. Trying to get the angles that... what the heck? Disrupted? Oh, that's new. Oh, that's a friendly bad cell. What is left? There's still a clucker? Where? Over here? Oh. Okay. Did not see these guys before. But yeah, so I'm guessing that's the new ability on the cluckers? Over 2.0 is because you have Purge under Breach, which adds the dot. Okay. So. I mean, we did perhaps move Luna to the other side where she is completely useless. Luna, do you have any way over? I mean, not really. Nope. So, for red. Let's go. First. That. And then that. Yes. Oh, that's the over 2.0 seconds. Yeah, so we didn't see the S. That's why. I just saw the over 2.0. I was like, is it some kind of super combo or something? Yeah. Okay. That makes sense now. That makes much more sense now. Okay.
One more down at the end.
Yup. 1 second. Oh, wait, what? There is still more? Oh! Hello. Hey, guys. He was not wrong. Not enough damage to take out the weed? I don't remember. Oh, yep, that last one missed. Bad cell really doing anything? The friendly bad cell? It doesn't really feel like it is. To be honest, it doesn't feel like it. Oh, also these are being blocked. That's still blocked? That's still blocked. But that isn't? Okay, I guess we'll just do that.
Glad that wasn't me. All right then.
There we go.
Where to?
Good question. Lots of launchers taking us in various directions. Don't think we've gone this way yet. That's certainly an option. There is a save point there as well, an access point. Let's just check what else we have in the other directions too. Launcher Manifest. Launches today, 26.
Would have liked to see maintenance teams bouncing around instead of the process.
A disruptor field where their bombs land. Okay, that's what the cluckers do. Yeah, that's, I mean, given how we started seeing the disruption happen as soon as we started encountering them, that seemed like that was the source of it. Okay, so it looks like now We're headed in this direction. Don't think we need any changes here. Oh, wait. Have we seen this OVC terminal already? Maybe not.
Grant sounds swell for a murderer.
Regarding Grant, or response from Grant.
Grant can't talk right now because he isn't well. Listen, I'm doing everything I can for him. I know there's still time. But the truth is, ever since you took the transistor from him, he just hasn't been the same. When you see him, I think you'll understand.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you can pretty much ignore the block on Spark. Huh. Interesting. Interesting.
So they need us to help fix their mistake.
That is what it sounds like. Let's head back in this direction then.
Round and round.
And up the maintenance shaft we go, this time to height 3,025.
Backstage access. Not now. Not now.
Okay. Spawns bad cells, this young lady 3.0. The young ladies in the past have been a little tricky. And when they die, they spawn a crazy number of those cells. You also usually teleport when they get hit, so I'm not necessarily sure we want Luna to go after her right now if we want to have us focus on her. Oh, that's still gonna hit the... Is that gonna hit the young lady? I mean, it says block, but we're probably gonna hit her first anyway. I'd like to focus on that with Luna, I think, and just have us go in and... I mean, I guess we're gonna reach you, ideally before Luna kind of sort of hits you. And then... That's really all we can do here. Oh no, Luna did beat us to it, didn't she? Okay. So... Well, there is the cell over here. We should probably map that. In fact, that might even be worth doing right now. Get outside of turn. Oh no, it worked. Okay, so... Luna. You can ignore the bad cells. Might even just have you hit the young lady while you're over there, and we'll just get rid of this. And I think this is the second one.
The lady's making more trouble.
Oh, yes, she probably is. Okay, Luna is just hunting down this young lady, which I suppose is not a terrible thing. I was thinking that we wanted to maximize our damage each time we hit her, because she teleports every time we hit her, but if Luna just keeps on hunting her down, then that may not matter. Is there anyone... I mean, there's one power young ladies, I suppose. Otherwise, I'm not really sure there's too much that we need to do here. That's maybe not the right place to teleport, though. Yeah, look at this! Luna's really dealing a lot of damage to her.
Apart.
Ooh.
Maybe that's all they want.
I am very surprised we picked up all those cells. I did not think we were going to. But okay. I guess we'll take it. I think Luna probably must have nabbed one or two of them. Okay, there's a polling array here. Nice full.
All he ever took, somebody here made sure it added up. Till now, at least.
Remember all those places where we saw the option for citizens to vote on various things, including everything ranging from the weather to who knows what else. Another OVC terminal and another access point. But nothing we need to change there, I don't think.
That's two.
Alright, that's
Big
override number 2.
Ought to be open now. Take us straight to Asher and Grant's hideout on the roof.
Theoretically, Bracket Tower's rooftop access is currently open. Concourse level rooftop gondola is online. Please contact an authorized administrator when rooftop AC security precaution. Provide feedback? I mean, I guess. Bye. Alright, in that case, down we go. Luna is pretty awesome.
Lift, okay?
We had her with Switch previously. It was a little bit overkill, it was switching so many enemies that we couldn't damage enemies for a while. So we took that off her, but now we have her set up more for damage and AoE, and that's been working pretty well so far. And seeing as how it looks like there may be some additional enemies down here, I think we might go for a proactive Luna setup. Nope, not proactive. Hold on. Hold on. A proactive Luna setup. And then, no Luna!
Looks like Grant has other visitors. Well,
Oh.
we're not waiting.
Wait, what? Okay, there's a new Jerks 3.0 with a more powerful beam. Cheerleader 3.0, what else? Let's just scout a bit here. Cheerleader, which Luna, I think, may already have attacked. Or some of these things are attacking each other? Oh, no. No! Oh, right, it's the snapshot that's jamming our radar, if you will. Okay. So if we go inside the circle, then we see just the snapshot. If we go outside the circle, then we see everything except for the snapshot. So, I mean, that might be a good fit for Luna to just take this thing out. And then probably have us focus on the Jerk. Probably. Or the Clucker. Because the Jerk is obviously bigger. And the Clucker, if we leave it alone, will pester us from afar for a while. We can probably get the backstab on you, though. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I mean, if one more jaunt means we can get one more hit in, then that is worth it, though. Which one is worth more damage-wise? That, actually.
Surprise. They can take a hit now.
Go away, bad cell. Okay. Oh, speaking of cells, Luna, if you could just nab that real quick. And the Jerk, I mean, does have a lot of HP. Oh, it's protected by what? Not entirely sure. You are still taking damage. So maybe we still go for it. And then Luna is in theory picking up that cell. So we can... we might want to make sure we get the backstab here. There we go. And in theory, that is well over the amount of damage we need, but just in case we play a little bit safer. Okay, Luna already got the cell, that's good. Might just be these bad cells, and down they go. So no problem. Approaching level 10 here. And I think we're ready to go. I mean, I doubt other things have shown up here through the back door, but I suppose it's possible. Because, of course, we have accessed this before. Let's just double check.
Prep for a big meeting with Asher and Grant.
No, just the practice test. Okay, nothing new. No worries. In that case, we'll head back.
Back to the towers.
Okay, I'm not sure there's anything else here of interest to us, because we, of course, went up that side previously. And we have been here before. And now, in theory, the security firewall is unlocked.
This is it.
That is a big door.
Hey, something I've been meaning to tell you. Once this is over, maybe there's still time to skip town. Think about it. Standing offer. Okay, deep breath.
Okay. In theory, we're not far away from meeting some members of the Camerata.
Let's give them our best.
And, well, that might be our current setup that we have right now. But we do, I think, for what it's worth, probably have some functions that we know more about now. Just double check real quick. do with load. So this was Wave Tennigan, who was the debater. So we knew about his background before, I think, but arrangements is new. That evening, after his event drew to a close, Mr. Tennigan met members of the group calling themselves the Camerata. It does seem as though all the other stories that we read, all concluded in either, in this case, just outright stated explicitly that this person met the Camerata, or that they did something in which they encountered some mysterious individuals or went to some kind of, not the safest of locations where something bad might have happened to them, where perhaps the Camerata were there as well. So they invited Mr. Tennigan to come see what was really going on in his city, as long as Mr. Tennigan promised not to disclose any facts concerning the existence of the group. My guess is he did not comply with that. Mr. Tennigan outwardly accepted, for his curiosity could not be quenched, but he inwardly refused, for his commitment to his listeners precluded the keeping of any such secrets. First, he would meet the Camerata on their terms. Anything else? We know more about Switch.
Nobody changed the sky like Yondale. Why her?
And again, I assume it is this bottom part that is new to us, Solstice. Administrative restrictions over the northwestern part of Goldwalk conflicted with the breadth of sky that needed painting. Because of her physiological state, however, Miss Yondale disregarded the restrictions and painted away. The result was stunning, as the majority of onlookers failed to find words to describe it. But because Miss Yondale wantonly ignored a front-page directive from administration, she was banned from sky painting for a term of 2.5 times longer than she found acceptable. That is an odd calculation to make, but okay, I guess so. She petitioned for reprieve and came into contact with administrator, who suggested there were ways the term could be lightened. She was eager to learn how. Well, something tells me that was perhaps a bit of a trap. Know more about Bounce?
It's Nyla. Everybody said she split after Goldwalk Channel opened up.
I'm not sure we read anything about her. Age 34, female, empathy, politics. Everyone deserves the best. Integrated. So, one would have difficulty finding a more active or outspoken member of the community than Cloudbank's Goldwalk District Cloudbank's Goldwalk District as Miss Naola Chen. She allotted more than 66% of her available time on activities such as passing ordinances to improve underdeveloped regions, reaching out to and educating habitual non-voters, or advocating for groups lacking adequate representation. Her motives were rarely questioned, as her love for the district was in fact sincere, stemming from positive early experiences that grew to become a fierce nostalgia. Miss Chen did have her detractors, however, and this became very clear at the opening she arranged for the Goldwalk Channel. All this mention of the Goldwalk Channel as well. Here is the rooftop access. That is theoretically where we expect to encounter at least one, maybe two members of the Camerata. Yeah, exactly. The way that you have to mix things up. You can't just go with the same exact setup every single time and get all the additional information. You need to mix it up. Another way to encourage you to do that.
What?
What?
Cowards.
Okay. So, here's the thing.
Left you a note.
There's a new message at the terminal here. But in case you couldn't tell, a couple members of the Camerata over here, including Asher, the one that was leaving us all those messages, and Grant, I believe his name was the leader of the group, theoretically. Alive? False. No, I'm afraid they aren't anymore. So, something apparently happened here. Maybe we can learn more from their message that they left.
So that's it.
Goodbye, says Asher.
I couldn't
Minutes
stay
ago.
to meet with you in person. Grant, he couldn't wait any longer. Why he would leave me, I'd sooner take an eternity in the Transistor. But he was no longer seeing straight. Or perhaps he'd decided he'd seen enough. We knew the stakes of what we wanted to accomplish. And we knew that if we were to fail, we would do so together. As one. See you in the country.
See you in the country. Respond? I mean, Asher is dead, but I suppose we can respond, I guess?
What are you gonna do now?
So in case you couldn't tell, the country, see you in the country says someone who's dead? Maybe not as simple as just a straightforward place, a simple location, because how would someone who's dead visit the country in that case? Also, yeah, you know, you probably would have thought, as there was a fair bit of build-up here, not only from all the dialogue leading up to this, all the messages that Asher was leaving us, but also the whole fact that we saw all these pictures of the Camerata, all this build-up to them, and Grant in particular was always this big, prominent figure in all those, and then as soon as we show up here, he and Asher are both just dead? Don't even talk to them in person? No boss fight, no nothing? So this was one of the things that I think caught some people off guard and may have left some bad impressions about Transistor was that, I mean, you would have thought, based on, I mean, very early on in the game, when you see that first image with Grant seemingly the prominent figure, you would have assumed the primary antagonist, and then you just don't fight him? Kind of off-putting, to a certain extent. Deceased 49 minutes ago, apparently. Disposition charitable for Grant, supposedly.
Hey there, remember me? Guy you killed the other day? Let me be the first to welcome you to your new home. You fake.
Ooh. Well, that was Grant. But now we also have Asher. Deceased 19 minutes ago, so he waited half an hour. But, no, I mean, I think it's pretty clear they both took their lives. Disposition, loyal. To the end, I suppose. Before we do that, though, maybe we just take a quick peek at their grand plans. Goals achieved. 14%. Hey, you guys, hate to break it to you, but I'm afraid things may not have exactly gone according to plan here.
Once they lost the Transistor, they lost control of the process.
Okay, so they had the Transistor, and there's talk of how they needed the Transistor back, and they clearly lost control of the process in the absence of the Transistor, but how would the Transistor have fixed everything? That's still unclear.
Wake up, buddy. Got some questions for you. How do we stop this? Fairview. How are we supposed to get all the way over there? Oh, really?
Process terminated, sort of, for both Grant and Asher, and we level up as well. This is not my first playthrough. As a heads up, this is not my first playthrough, so I have played before, and Transistor is one of my favorite games, but it has been a long time since I last played. So we have access to Cull. Have we seen this before? Strike nearby targets upward with tremendous force. I think that does sound familiar. Raise kinetic impact or affect duration of most functions in the upgrade slot, or harm targets on contact. Oh, right, I remember seeing that for the passive slot. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I think we had the option of getting this on our previous level, but we opted not to because at 4 memory units, it is pretty expensive. Alternatively, get very cheap at 1 memory unit. We can force a target close to the user, stronger against distant targets, or make most functions pull targets out of position, or draw in cells faster from further away. I mean, this doesn't sound all that... I mean, there might be some situations in which getting enemies closer to you is useful, like combine that with what was it that we're using before? The ball of energy that we throw out that deals basically damage over time. If we could maybe combine that with this to keep them within range of it, that might be a thing, but I don't know. So there may be some interesting combos here, but off the top of my head, I couldn't really say what the best ones may or may not be. Whereas this may have some more easily executable uses, but it is very expensive. So, I mean, maybe we just go for this little one here, and gives us a little bit of flexibility. If we want to switch things around, we can have a cheap little function to throw in somewhere, if we have a little bit of memory left over. Then we can get another upgrade slot, or another passive slot. We are lacking a bit on both, I think. We only have one passive. The passives, though, for the most part, I've not been very impressed. We put on Switch recently and created those friendly little cells, but I haven't really noticed them do much of anything for us. So, I mean, we had the mask previously, which was also kind of hard to tell how significant that was, but I've been a bit underwhelmed by the passive, so I think we might opt for the upgrade instead. Okay, now the limiters, I mean, again, I think we're probably not going to be using these all that much, but in theory, we can make it so that user will no longer activate turn at low health. It is helpful as a last-ditch effort, or user will overload more functions at once and recover only one per access point. Or maybe we do that one. I don't know. I don't really see us using it all that much.
The Camerata. There's one left.
So, there was Sybil, who of course we fought first, and defeated. Grant and Ash are here, who are dead before we even arrive. And then there's one other member of the Camerata who we've seen the pictures of, but haven't really heard anything directly from. Yeah, it's a little bit odd, right? Grant is built up, you assume that he's the big bad enemy, and he's going to be your primary opponent, and then you're going to have some big boss fight with him at the end, and that's going to be how the game finishes, but clearly not the case here. There is still one member remaining. Transistor diagram, quality poor. They tried, okay?
Thought they could change the world with this thing.
So clearly, the Transistor has some pretty special capabilities, but what exactly those are and how they work, how they're supposed to help or reel in the process, that still remains unclear. Process Swarm, there are definitely signs of either components or just outright entire processes here. Like, those look like young ladies over there. Those creeps, or yeah, creeps there. Can't tell what that is. These are just swarms of a whole bunch of cells or something like that. Break glass? Sure we want to do that?
Jump for it. We're not gonna fall. Guess I was wrong about that. The Camerata wanted things to change. For good.
See, once again, Grant's the prominent figure here.
Not like this.
And yet, little to nothing
Greedy.
in the way that we interacted with him.
Only one left. He's gotta know something. Out there somewhere in Fairview.